Hey guys, I hope that you're having a good day and that you're doing quite well. Today I wanted to answer to some questions because I was originally planning on filming a art tea time, but to be honest I didn't really have the time to prepare a script and make research for the art tea time I want to do. That's going to be for later, hopefully. So for today, I've gathered a couple of questions that I've collected from the @IXLOGOJO account on Instagram. It was like a template named 26 facts about me, and there were like 26 questions. So for practical purposes, I've written the questions on a piece of paper. First question is, do you have siblings? I do. I have an older brother who is 27, if I'm right. He was born in 1997, so. And I do have a younger brother, a stepbrother who is 14. Second question is schools you went to. So when I was a toddler, I was in kindergarten next to my father's city. Then we moved to the city I now live in. So I finished kindergarten there, and then I went to primary school, then secondary school in the same city, and then I went to high school. The first year I followed a social healthcare degree sort of thing. I didn't really know what to do with it and where to go to with it, so I went for a literary degree focused on French literature and English. Yeah, and so I got my diploma in this degree, I guess. I don't know how to explain that for non-French people. It was a baccalaureate, L, at the time. And then I went to uni. So for 3 years I studied American literature, British literature, along with British history and American history, as well as grammar, translation and stuff. So I got my diploma after the 3 years, but that diploma wouldn't have gotten me anywhere, so I had to complement that with another 2 years of study. I had to complete the 3 years with another 2 years of studies, and they were focused on teaching English, I guess, but I didn't last long in teaching English. After quitting my teaching job, I didn't want to be left with nothing, so I immediately jumped into other studies as an apprentice in order to gain some wage. Floristry was something that caught my interests, and from time to time I'm rather a creative person when I make some efforts and take some time, so I knew that floristry would be something that would fill my creative instincts. The fact that you can please some people with flowers, that was something that, yeah, really drove me at the time. The apprenticeship was not going good, especially with the, how do you say that, the teacher, the master of my apprenticeship. She harassed me, so that was kind of a trauma, and I took that as a sign of the universe to stop the studies and stop floristry. Afterwards there was a break, like a 1 year break, during which I think I talked about that thing to you guys in my story time about my head concussion. So if you want to know more about that gap year, you have to go to that other video. So that 1 year gap made me realize that special education was something I'd love to practice. I didn't really know with which public or with which people, which sort of public, with kids or with lonely mothers or with the elderly or with toxicology. Is that a word in English? I'm not sure, but yeah, there are many people you can work with when you're working in the field of special education. For the moment, I don't really know who I want to work with, but I kind of like working with disabled people. So this year I've started studying alongside with an apprenticeship in that field. That's it. And hopefully in 3 years I'm gonna get the diploma. Third question, your favorite styles? I've not really made research about that, but I have a couple of celebrities in mind if you want to have a look at their styles, and I'm gonna insert some pictures on the screen. So I'd say that I like Friend Fine's style. The character that is in The Nanny, she was gorgeous, and she always chose, the fashion team of the series always chose outstanding outfits, like the faux fur, the skirts, the prints. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the colours, the fur colours, and the Have You Seen Me coats. And I'm also quite into Winona Ryder's style. The one that she was following in the 90s with the faux leather and stuff. I also quite like, as a more recent reference, Sophie Floyd's style, especially her jewellery and her hair and her makeup. It's quite classy and fun and a bit grunge at the same time. I like that. Above all, I'd say that I like what people wore in the 90s. I kind of take things from each decade. Like I like things from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and I mix match and I pick the things that I like the most from each decade and each wave of style. Question 4, my blood group, it's A+, the same as my dad, I believe. Question 5, favorite bands and artists. That's an easy question. If you know me now, you know that I'm absolutely obsessed with Green Day, so the band would be Green Day. And the artists is a bit more difficult, but I'd say Lady Gaga. I love her. Question 6, you now versus you as a kid. I'm not sure that I understand that question well. Perhaps they want us to describe in a few words what my personality was or how I was behavioring. Not sure. That depends, because when I was very young, my mom says I was much more self-confident, I was daring, I was not scared of things. A couple of years after, when I went to secondary school, I turned more shy and my self-esteem definitely got crumbled apart. So I still was a kid at that time, I guess. I was a teen. Now I'd say that I've made progress. I've gained a bit more self-esteem compared to the secondary school times. I'm more daring, and I'd say that I'm gradually gaining my toddler personality back. The one that was, daring, cunning, self-confident. Yeah, so I'm very happy about that. Question 7, a academics or activities? Once again, not sure about the sense of that question, but I answer that I'm a mixture of both things. I like studies, but not too much, to a certain degree, and activities, I really like doing things, of course. I have a couple of hobbies that need to be more focused on. I don't necessarily take the time to draw or to practice guitar or to practice crochet or to practice drawing. Question 8. Do you usually write with a pen or a pencil? I'd say I write the most with a pen. Question 9. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? An introvert, for sure. Even though I'm less shy than my teen self. Question 10. Do you like ice in your drinks? I do, but I'm more of a not drink girly. 11. Do you like your own name? Not really. I'd love to change my name. It's a complicated process, I do believe, so yeah, I'd rather be called Lily or Diane, or both, like Lily, Diane, with a thing in the middle. Lily, Diane. Question 12. Are you a romantic? Yeah, to a certain degree. I'd say that sometimes I'm not sure that I'd react not awkwardly if I witness something romantic that is directed towards me, that is, yeah, aimed to me. But I do accept a romantic gesture, and I can be quite romantic sometimes, again, to a certain degree. I do believe in small gestures to remind the other people that you love him or her. That's very important. That's more important than being romantic, and it means so much more, in my opinion. Most used emojis. Oh gosh, I've not checked that up before filming, and I'm filming with my phone, so I can't see my most used emojis. You know what? I'll insert them on the screen. That's better. Question 14. Do you need to wear glasses? I do. I mostly wear my contact lenses. For a moment, I was not sure about the word in English. My contact lenses, yeah. Most of the time I wear contact lenses, and I wear my usual glasses when I'm at home, in the evening, or on the days when my eyes feel tired. Question 15. Do you like spicy food? I do. I mean, to a certain extent. I do love curry, I do love all the Indian spices and all the soft spices, I'd say. Whenever I'm cooking, I use other things than salt and pepper. I like spicing things up, but if was like spicy food, as for pepper, I'm not really good with spicy food like that. Question 16. Most hated food. I don't like seafood at all. Question 17. Do you easily fall asleep? I do, most of the time. I do have struggle with staying asleep all night long. In the last few weeks, I've been awake a couple of times during the nights. I'm not staying awake a long time though. I usually fall back asleep quickly, but that's a shame. I think that it has to do with allergies of some sort. Maybe. I do have an appointment with an allergy specialist in a couple of weeks or months. I'll see whenever I can get an appointment. 18. Do you want a marriage? Yes, I do, but if my partner doesn't want to get married, that's fine as well. 19. What's your dream job? If I were good in sciences and biology, I'd have studied in veterinary. I'd have loved to be a zoo veterinarian. Veterinarian. Yeah, to be a veterinarian working in zoos with like pandas, with small mammals. Is that the word in English? Mammifères, small mammals. 20 types of people you hate. I don't like people who lie, people who have an ego problem, like people who are selfish but too selfish, or people who are too selfish and that manipulate other people and that take pleasure in manipulating other people and overflowing with self-esteem, arrogance, to say the least. Self-esteem is good, don't get me wrong, but when it turns to arrogance, that's not good. Yeah, that's what came to my mind. Otherwise, I hate people who criticize other people for their choices, and when the choices don't hurt anyone, like, you know, people who criticize other people for their looks or for their sexuality or their religion. Question 21. Things you do when you're feeling anxious. I couldn't read myself. Whenever I can, I travel if I have the money. Otherwise, something that needs much more less money is going home, doing some sports, watching a video, doing crochet when I'm motivated enough, listening to music, singing along. Question 22, almost done. Do you drink coffee? Yes, I do. I usually have one coffee per day. Sometimes I do have another one midday or in the afternoon. Question 23, what's your biggest fear? I don't really have a phobia per se. I don't really like big spiders, the ones that have big bodies and big legs and that can run fast. I don't really like those spiders. There are some insects that I don't really like the grasshoppers. The insects like that, the ones that you don't really know where they are going to and what their next moves are going to be. Those ones kind of scare me. I mean, I'm not going to scream if one jumps on me, but I'll be ill at ease for sure. Otherwise, I don't really like being in the dark. What else? I don't like crackling bones. I'm okay with blood, but crackling bones and bones that you can see that burst out of your skin make me nervous. I wouldn't like being stuck in a room, in a small room for a long time. That make me paranoid after a while. Okay, question 24. What makes me happy actually, you know what, I do have a list of things that make me happy in my cupboard. Let me check. This is my notebook. It's like a bullet journal, but a very poor looking one. Not as creative and as good as the girls that you can see on TikTok. My cats, my coats, autumn, the color black, the color burgundy reds, hot drinks like chai latte, food like vegan gyozas, cookies, chewy cookies, cinnamon rolls, mozzarella, chocolate, watching YouTube like Zoe Socks videos, for instance, Sophie Floyd's videos, watching Let's Plays like Jacksepticeye's ones or Gab Smolder's gameplays, seasoning like sesame seeds, cinnamon, paprika, curry, and also listening to music, listening to a good podcast, doing sports, being with my friends, with my dad, going to a museum or traveling. Yeah, there could be other things that make me happy. Cool sunglasses, jewelry, getting a tattoo. 25. Do you believe in ghosts? I do. 26. Last question. Do you have a religion? I don't have one. I do believe that there's something out there, but I don't know what and who. I'm more of a spiritual lady in the sense that I believe in ghosts, I believe in astrology and tarot cards. My tea is gonna be cold. So good. So that's it for today's video. I hope that you've learned interesting things about me and that it was fun to listen to. And if you are curious and if you want to answer to the questions of the kind guy or lady, please do answer to the questions. Sometimes that's interesting to put your thoughts down and to take a step back and to look at the bigger picture and see what makes you feel alive and what differentiates you as a person. And you'll see that you have many interesting traits about yourself if you take time to think about them and to list them even. So I'll see you in a future video. In the meantime, I wish you a great day, great night, great week as always, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.